Little nigga, little nigga, little nigga, little bitch. Anyway, yeah, I mean, you just have to say it twice again. Fuck. Cuck22. Let's hear it. Cuck
No
22.
Jumper, coolest podcast in the world. And guys, never say that I don't give you what you want. You've all been talking about it. You all want to hear it.
Oh, yeah.
I got the one and only Lena the Plug, my wife, on the podcast to talk about recent events.
I'm laughing because I'm thinking about how like I'd probably never come on the podcast again, but if I f***ed another guy, so now I'm allowed to come on the podcast.
You thought you were never going to come on the podcast again?
I mean, it's just like, you know, no one wants the Lena the Plug interview, but then I f***ed someone else, and now it's like, oh, she needs an interview.
Okay, you did an adult scene with
Yes.
someone else.
I mean, but it's like, it's when I think about it, I'm like, okay, cool.
Well, when you were in your like mom TikTok era, probably that wasn't going to be the thing that made me like, okay, let's get her on. I had you on here what, a year and a half ago with Flacco?
Yeah, I can't remember why we did that.
Just give you a little press.
Yeah.
Get some stuff out there.
I'd feel more comfortable if he was here. I feel really like uncomfortable with the fact that it's just you and I, and we're going to talk about this in front of my brother-in-law, Josh.
He's not paying attention. He's not even in here.
Oh, he left.
No,
Thank God. I was
done.
like, oh, Josh is in here.
Don't put Josh on blast.
I just feel uncomfortable.
No, but this might actually be the first time that you and I have been on this podcast together.
Get straight into it. Let's get straight into it. Look at this title, bruh. Lena the Plug on doing her first scene with another man. Dog.
Just you and I, right?
Yeah, it is the first time.
That's great.
Also, we got married.
We did get married.
That didn't constitute me coming on here,
They got married.
but this event did.
It seems like an afterthought after the last week.
Yeah.
Not like actually, but in terms of content.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even really talk about the marriage that much on here because it just seemed like it was so nice. It was great. The
Do
honeymoon
you feel
was
different? Because everyone's like, do you feel different now? I'm like, absolutely not. It's, it's the exact same.
We made it official. We had a nice party with the friends and family and everything.
Went on the honeymoon.
But it's like, it's not like the rules changed. It's not like, oh, like we're going to do things differently now.
No,
we're married.
we already had the house, the kid, you know.
Yeah, we did most of the serious stuff in advance.
The marriage was like, all right, I guess we should just do this too. Let's finish up. Let's wrap it up.
Yeah, I guess. So, okay, this is the first thing that I thought might be useful for us to lay out. Is let's lay out the chronological order of how the idea of you even working with other people became a thing. Because I have a memory of maybe 6 months ago where you said something like, do you really think that we're going to go our whole lives without ever sleeping with other people? And in the context of like, I think we were talking about swinging at first.
Yeah, I mean, because people don't really know this about you and I, but you just mentioned it on the podcast, so now I can talk about it. That we had a threesome early in our relationship with another guy, and that was just like, we went out, we partied, we had like a really fun, hot sexual experience, and we were always kind of down for like a little bit of freaky things, you know?
There was like 2 or 3 other people in the
Like,
room
just watching us.
who like were not there to see us, but they just happened to be in the room because we're all just hanging out. This was back in the Adam and Lena party era that didn't really last that long. And at that time, to be totally honest, you were pretty much a random girl to me.
Yeah.
We didn't have any kind of like emotional connection. Oh my God.
That's where we were in our lives. We went to emo night, okay?
Shout out emo night. And I've always been somebody who, throughout my life, there's been a bunch of different times where me and my homie might a girl together. Always enjoyed it with you that night. But then once we started to actually get closer and closer to like dating, it became like, no, we're not talking about that anymore.
We literally never talked about it again. And then you talked about it on the podcast.
We maybe didn't talk about it for like 5-6 years.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, well,
I mean, also my friend went on to date the guy for a really long time, so that's probably also why we didn't talk about it.
that is a good point. Yeah.
But like, okay, when I think about that version of us and the version of us that isn't always going to do, who's just very into sex and likes to try fun and new experiences, I was just like, are we really never going to have an experience like that, even off camera, ever again?
And what spurred that conversation, I think, was the fact that we had multiple different couples on Plug Talk where
Fucking hoes with your mans? Nigga, I don't be fucking hoes at all. What gave you that idea? What gave you that stigma? And even if I was, I would never fuck niggas. I would.
either they were into the swinging thing or they just did with other people separately and stuff. And slowly it started to seem like, well, maybe this rule is kind of arbitrary.
Well, I think for us, it was also seeing those couples and seeing how turned on they got by having those sexual experiences with other people, which we had a lot in our relationship when we would bring girls in.
You just look like a nigga who fuck hoes. My fault. I mean, hey, if I give you that impression, if I give you that look, shit, boost my confidence up, won't you? Like,
And like, I would be so much more into you after, and you'd be into me. It was like seeing your partner enjoying someone else's hot. It turns you on. So it's like, I feel like that is sort of like worn off for me because I've just gotten so used to it a little bit.
Exactly. That is the problem with us. Yeah.
Like, what I feel like you would think it's hot to watch me have sex with someone else because we already know you think it's hot. We did it once.
But that was like, my is in your mouth and he's in your vagina.
Yeah, I'm not saying you DP'd me, but like.
Right. But I'm just saying it's not like I was sitting in the corner because there's a whole narrative.
Okay, I don't think you're a cuck. Are you?
yes, we think you're a cuck.
You gonna go with this?
Well, it does seem kind of stupid to deny.
Cuck, okay, so there's the cuck thing is different because cucks are supposed to be weak and
They're
they
humiliated.
want to be
Yes.
made to feel lesser, and I don't think that that's you. I think that there's like the more swinging side of things where it's like you are turned on by your wife enjoying someone, and then she comes back to you, and you guys enjoy your own personal sexual experiences more with each other because she did that.
Right. But I mean, you have barely even done the thing that you're kind of inferring, which is like me going and fucking another girl and then just like telling you about it. Because the one time, I think it was only one time on Plug Talk where you woke up and you were sick as a dog, and so you couldn't come to set that day, but it was a girl. Shout out Alva J. Everybody sign up on onlyplugtalk.com.
Everyone thinks I have beef with her now because she did this. I don't.
No, onlyplugtalk.com if you want to see the scene. But me and Alva J, we did a scene while you were at home sick as a dog, and you didn't want to see it afterwards. You were actually a little.
Before you left the house, I was in bed. I remember I was like, okay, go do the scene. Don't tell me how it went when you come back, and I don't want to see any clips from it. Yeah.
Which is interesting because when you came back from doing this scene the other day, I wanted to hear about it. And
a lot.
I wanted to know what I was going to find out. I wanted to know, like, what's the most extreme thing that happened? How did it play out? That's more like me wanting to, like, manage.
Wait, that makes no sense. Wait, what? Wait. Okay, so she's the adult star. Why am I fucking... If I see it, have I? Nigga, I've seen her get plowed by a BBC. I've seen Tom Holland get fucking plowed by a fucking BBC. Like, what haven't I seen in the past fucking 2-3 days? Fuck. Like, what haven't I seen? The fuck?
Whatever the fallout might have been, more so than like trying to avoid. I don't know. Like, why did you have to say it like that?
I text Adam after the scene. I don't even tell him the scene's done. I'm just like, do you want anything from Dave's Hot Fried Chicken? I just like act like it didn't happen.
That is true, yeah. But okay, so we've had, I don't know, maybe 200 threesomes over the year. That was our rough estimate. Maybe like almost 100 on Plug Talk, plus a bunch in our private life, plus a bunch for your OnlyFans. And yeah, I don't know. Over time, we did just kind of start to sort of have that conversation. And at first, I think we considered the idea of like swinging on camera. And then that kind of seemed...
And you always suggested guys I would never want to fuck.
Yeah, that probably...
It was always unfair trade.
Intentional on my part, yeah probably. But I don't know. Like, it just kind of seemed like, well, if you are going to do it for the first time...
Yes, they're porn stars. Yes. They are adult stars. Yes. And the whole narrative behind ADAM22 is the fact that the woman that he's talking to is his wife, right? And recently, weeks after they got married, right, the wife went to go shoot a film with a BBC for the first time, right? So now the whole entirety of the internet are categorizing ADAM22 as a cuck. Because
time we should roll it out in a way that actually is as exciting as possible.
Yeah, I mean, I I was never really thinking about like a rollout per se. And then I also like, I knew it was going to be a big deal just because, you know, outside of you, I have a pretty big adult fan audience, and they literally every single comment on anything I post is like, do a scene with the BBC, do a scene with whatever, this person, blacked, whatever. So I knew that my fans were going to be excited, and I knew that the wedding thing was going to be a factor because it's like, why all of a sudden after you get married? But I didn't think it was going to be this big.
But it's
deal.
weird because we had been talking about it before the wedding, and sort of like, you know, the idea was in the air, even though we hadn't made a hard decision on.
It was weird because that's the message I sent to Jason. I was like, hey, I'm going to get married and on
Yeah, nah, this nigga fucks.
my honeymoon. But when I come back, we should shoot.
Right.
And he was like, okay.
And a lot of people seem to think that it being him or it being a black dude was the thing. But what people don't know is that when we were talking about it, there was a couple of different people that we were considering, and it's not like they were all black dudes.
No, there's only a few guys in the industry who are like big on social media, very well known by like just right when you look at them, you know that guy, you know, and I wanted my first scene to be like, you know, a big scene.
And it's worth mentioning that we did a TikTok in Vegas back in January where and this might have been like the first time we ever even joked about it on camera, but I said to him doing a little TikTok, I said,
Yeah. But for me, because I also knew about the Lena the Plug, right? Not that I watched any of her shit. Don't get it fucking twisted, you fucking weirdos, right? That he talked about in podcasts about him doing scenes with his now wife, right? And this was like years ago. This is like years ago when he talked about it, right? Okay, Cardi,
who's the hottest girl here, and then he like put his arm around you and walked away with you, and that I believe has like 9 million views on TikTok. And that, if we were trying to like minimize the amount of people who were suggesting that you do a scene with another guy, that was probably not the best idea, because that made everybody want to talk about it, right?
Yeah. He was like the obvious choice. I was like, oh, I have to go with him. This is what the audience wants. There's 9 million views on this video.
Definitely. So, okay, going into it, how did you feel?
Okay. So
I
didn't really know the shoot was going to happen until the day before the shoot.
That is a good
It all
point.
happened so fast because in my head, I was like, oh, this is going to be my debut scene. I'm going to need like 2 months out. I'm going to go hard in the gym.
I don't know about debut scene. I mean, I am a human being, right?
No, but like, sorry.
Damn, that nigga felt hurt in his soul. Hear how he said that shit?
Everyone's talking about it like it's my first scene, and it's obviously it's not my first scene. I've been doing this for 7 years with you,
Right.
but like my debut scene with another man.
Another man.
Okay.
There we go. A different man.
A different man.
A different but equal but man, right?
No, you speak. No. You hear how this nigga's talking? You hear how this nigga's talking? You hear how this nigga's talking?
Everybody in the room is laughing just in case anybody wants to know
like I'm
where
fully
the
red in the face
snickering
right
is
now.
coming from.
But anyways, in my head, every girl does this, right? You have a photo shoot. You're like, I'm preparing for my photo shoot. I'm gonna look good. This, that. I had all this shit in my head of like what I was gonna do to prepare.
But for me, I'm getting excited. It's Saturday, and I'm about to play poker tournaments on Sunday, so I'm excited for that. And then Saturday morning, we're going to get breakfast, and you're like, "Hey, Jason is in town. I might shoot that scene tomorrow." And I'm like, "Huh, okay."
Yeah,
Like,
it was awkward. My sister was there. She's like, I don't want to be here for this conversation.
okay, and so. Yeah, I don't know. Continue.
I mean, and then I just walked away. I was like, I think I'm gonna shoot with Jason tomorrow, and you were like, okay. And I walked away. I went to wash the dishes or something, and then I come back, and you're just like, no facial, no kissing. And I was like, okay, that was like the extent of the conversation.
Wait, didn't they kiss in a video? Wait, didn't they kiss in a video? Wait, did they? Was it a facial? So she kept that. She kept that in the bargain. But I swear to God. No.
Right.
And then I left the next day to do it, and you barely said bye to me because you were playing poker.
I said bye. I mean, I'm playing 8 tables at the same
Yeah.
time. I mean, it's kind of hard, but
And then
I'm so glad that I was doing something that is like requiring of the most cognitive load possible. So it made it kind of hard to think about it while it was happening. And then by the time you got back home, I'm like basically like finishing up poker then. So I didn't really have a ton of room to think about it while it was occurring, which was nice.
It was the best place for you to be, for sure.
Because that is kind of my happy place that I.
Oh, so see, there's like a cloudy, there's like a little bit of you know what I'm saying, with it, right? Because clearly, if he wasn't playing poker and he was just by himself, like in his house, just sitting there thinking about like his wife getting blown the fuck back by a fucking BBC, that shit would be fucking him up. So obviously he feels some sort of way about it, right? I'm not crazy, right?
I don't get to do very often, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And so
I was so nervous, like beyond nervous. And I'm even nervous that
She would have come home to me swinging from
it's gonna come out, because I'm like, I wonder if it showed in the scene. But I was there for a couple hours getting hair and makeup or whatever, and then I had to go and get Jason and bring him in, and we had to take photos. And we just
Wait, no, wait. Oh my god. No. This nigga's over here talking about some, this nigga's over here talking about some no kissing, no facial. Nigga, her lips, her mouth, her throat was full of nothing but BBC. What do you mean, no kissing, no facial? This nigga's cock was down her throat. What? Okay, all right.
start taking pictures, and I was like, stop, like leave. I have to take pictures of myself. I cannot take pictures with you right now. There was like so much guilt, even though I knew that you had said yes, you'd given me your blessing. The cameraman's like, it's not cheating. He's just like trying to remind me. He's like being my like, you know, I had no girls with me to like just cheer me on or anything. He was being my little.
Well, you said something
buddy.
about how your makeup artist or your hair person was like your therapist.
Oh yeah, they were being my therapist.
So you're like talking it through it with them, like, oh, I feel terrible. I'm about to fucking cheat on Adam.
Yeah, I was super nervous.
Right.
I don't know. I just felt really uncomfortable. I mean, I told you that like when we were in France last month, we went to the club and these guys were trying to dance with me, and I literally left the dance floor and I sat on the couch by myself because I felt so uncomfortable.
Right.
I didn't know what to do, and it felt like it was cheating. Like even if I just bumped into a guy dancing, and here I am, I have to have sex with somebody, and it's gonna be filmed and put online.
Right.
So, yeah, it was a lot. It was a really.
Well, then why do it? You felt that uncomfortable, especially that extreme, fucking another nigga because you think it's cheating. Why do it? What? It's not like you're a part of. It's not like it's a contract. It's not. because BBC is, because BBC is intoxicating for real. I mean, come on, we're a part of that club, gang. High five. We're part of that club, gang. We locked in like these, twin.
Really hard.
Hard.
Yeah.
What was hard?
The nerves. I don't know.
Oh, she's not in on the joke.
Oh.
It's like a penis pun. But okay, so you shoot the scene. And like, did you feel like you got out of the nervousness at a certain point, or like how did that transpire?
Oh,
I don't know. I'm trying to think if I did get out of the nervousness at all. I kept like putting
nigga, yo, the entire time, she's over here talking about some nervousness and shit like that. That entire video, she did not seem nervous whatsoever, nigga. She seemed locked the fuck in. She seemed locked the fuck in, nigga. That nigga had that bitch in a fucking Steiner recliner, nigga. Nigga had her in the fucking what's it called? The Luthez press, nigga. The fuck. I didn't watch the whole fucking thing, fucking weirdo. I didn't watch the whole fucking thing. Literally, it was on my fucking feed. It was on my goddamn feed. The fuck?
The scene off. I remember we were filming like intro teaser stuff, fully clothed, whatever, and then I just kept like, oh, I have to go do this. I'll be right back. Like I just kept putting it off.
Yeah.
And then I went in the moment when I had to finally do it. I don't know. I just hope it looks good. I feel like I blacked out at some point.
Ironically, you blacked out.
Shut the fuck up.
Black.com. But it's not on there. A lot of people
it's
seem to
not
think that it's on
black.com.
black.com. Yeah.
Jason is blacked like star, so that's
Right.
why he's like synonymous with blacked. But no, it's on our OnlyFans.
A lot of people seem to think that that you doing this was part of, well, they think that you've cheated on me a lot over the years, probably, and that this was just kind of like more of that.
On me, you guys.
Okay, very early on. It's been a long time.
Okay, if I told you it was really early in the relationship, but yeah, I cheated on you a lot, you'd still be fucking pissed.
If you cheated on me in the first year of the relationship, I wouldn't be that mad. Because but I would still. I would be mad because you put yourself out there as like a non-cheater so much, whereas like, yeah, I cheated in 2017 or whatever, but you know, I felt like I wasn't really doing a whole lot to like hide it.
Listen, we're not going to talk about the past. I'm going to get
So you cheated. So
mad all
And
over
I feel
again.
bad. I feel bad. It was wrong.
You guys don't understand. I went to shoot this scene, and Adam has been low-key calling me a cheater as a joke. Or like the other day, I was like, "Can you help me with the laundry?" And he was like, "I'm having a really hard time. How dare you?" And I'm just like, you're throwing this shit in my face, even though you're a part of it. I low-key feel like you're less mad because it's viral, and you're like into being viral.
I will say that having seen how viral it went, it now seems kind of insane that I ever would have like potentially.
yo, Cardi
stood in the way of you doing this, just because this is obviously such an amazing thing for your career as well as mine. Like, we're not gonna.
Getting blacked is a highlight of someone's career. Think about that for a second. Getting blacked is a fucking highlight for someone's career. Nigga basically just said, because you got views, I'd let you do it again.
State dollar amounts, but even just like the money that I've made off of talking about this on YouTube and Snapchat has been kind of ridiculous. And then like
You're welcome.
Plug Talk has been that's a very weird framing, but the amount of additional signups that we've gotten on onlyplugtalk.com has been kind of insane.
Yeah,
just seeing like how crazy this has been, and also like it's a weird thing where like at a certain point in my life, you're scared of like people shitting on you, or you want to avoid people shitting on you. And then at a point like right now, it's like, oh, I'm just getting so destroyed by people making fun of me that it's like, you just got to roll with it.
Yo.
yeah. I mean, I don't know. I feel like in my
What, the sound? What about the sound, huh? What do you mean it's doubled? It shouldn't be. What? It shouldn't be. What the fuck?
first or second year as an online person, shit bothered me a lot more. None of the comments about this have bothered me. People calling me a terrible person, terrible wife, whatever.
Right.
I don't take any of it, like even 1% of it, seriously.
Well, there are definitely lines of things that people say that I
my
don't
chair.
like, though.
Oh.
When they bring your motherhood into it, that's one thing I don't like, because you are an amazing mother.
I mean, I feel like it doesn't bother me at all because I just like, I know it 100% does not affect how I am as a mother. And like, if you think that my kid is going to grow up and not judge daddy for all the things he did, but is going to judge mommy, like, I'm not going to raise that kind of kid who's going to believe in that double standard.
I notice like every conversation I have about it with people is like, they lay it out. They say, are you jealous? Are you mad? Whatever. We have that conversation. And then they basically like kind of hit a wall because it's like, oh, you're two consenting adults and you decided to do something kind of freaky. And in our case, on camera, so then they start doing the kid thing because there's like nowhere else to go with it because you can't blame me or you for doing something that we want to do or you doing whatever you want to do on camera. It's like, how can you be mad?
It, so it's like we're supposed to stop now?
Right.
I mean, it's already out there.
Yeah, exactly. Because, and that's another thing is I notice a ton of dudes speak about it and talk about it as if this was happening to them, but their wives or girlfriends are not porn stars. And they're not like, you know, if my girl had never been naked online, if we had never shared all these other girls or whatever, then would I find it like so shocking that I wouldn't even be able to imagine it? Yeah, probably. But like the same way that you've gotten kind of like,
yes, bruh. And the same thing, you could literally say the same thing about anybody who's in the industry or has been a part of the industry. The number one person I can come to, the number one person I can think of is Kim Kardashian. Nigga, your kids are fucked. The fuck? Your kids are fucked. Like
to seeing me fuck other girls. At a certain point, it just started to feel like it wasn't that big a deal. Now, obviously, it was a deal. It was definitely something because, like, especially like maybe like the day after, I had a little bit of buyer's remorse where I was just like a little bit like sick to my stomach of
it was
just
a
like
lot of this. I didn't know what mood I was gonna get you in for a few days there.
Yeah. And I mean, even when I was telling Destiny and Crit Mac, which was like about the weirdest audience I could have possibly had for it, when I told you I was gonna talk about it with them, you're just like, are you serious? Like
I was like, why are you gonna? I had not planned on like talking about the scene until closer to the time it was gonna come out, and then you were like, it was like you needed therapy. You're like, I'm gonna go into the office and I'm gonna talk to Crit Mac and Destiny about it.
No, yeah, at a certain point I was just like, listen, if I have to talk about it, I'm just gonna talk about it on the podcast. I'm not gonna shy away from it. I'm not gonna act like it's not happening. I'm just gonna talk about it. And Destiny is probably like one of the best people I could have the conversation with. Crit Mac.
Destiny is Destiny is not the person you want to have a conversation.
Maybe not so much. Like his first thing he said was,
"No, it's literal." I think his wife was literally she didn't get fucked, but she was literally getting swayed by a nigga. Let's be honest, she was literally getting swayed by a nigga. Like,
oh, I know you was mad, huh? So it's like immediately he's kind of like writing the narrative for me.
I mean, I feel like there was times where you got mad at me, but I feel like it's part of it is like we were learning each other's boundaries.
Yeah.
I came home and maybe was a little too honest with you, but you were like asking me a lot of questions.
Right.
No. It goes from this. ADAM22's cuckage passed down to Destiny, then Destiny's cuckage got passed down to Sneeko, right? That's the cuck lineage. That's the internet cuck lineage.
And I didn't know how to not answer your questions.
Right.
So yeah.
And now that I've seen bits and pieces of the video as well, that's what's kind of weird too, is realizing like the whole world seems to have decided that being a cuck is a bad thing, or like that your girl getting fucked by someone else is a bad thing.
Destiny internet personality, who is in I think a polyamorous marriage with his wife, and Sneeko is another personality who's also very controversial, right? All three of them, him included in the three, are all internet personalities, right?
I don't know. I was not horrified by it. I'm not like upset by it. I'm not going to say that this is going to be something that I'm going to be fucking pounding my dick to, but
I hope you watch the scene and I hope you jerk off.
See, you said that last night, is that you are really turned on by the idea of me seeing it and enjoying it.
Yeah.
Where does that come from? I didn't know that was going to be.
Oh, so you get turned on by his cuckage. No, wait. Literally. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. 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 Because that's literally. Bro, that's literally cook. Is it not? She literally said. She literally in verbatim said, "It turns me on when you watch me getting fucked and you jerk off to it? Isn't that literally cuck behavior? Not on her end, on his end. Because the woman in the cuck situation is getting turned on by the little man seeing his wife get fucked. Yes! Nobody wants to be a fucking cuck. What? Yes, that's wrong.
Maybe one of the effects of this.
I don't know, because I know that you think it's hot. We've had more sex since I fucked Jason than we usually have in like a month.
I got an abrasion on my dick from fucking you too much.
Every time we talk about it, you get a boner, and then we have sex.
I know. And
I feel like you're trying to assert your dominance over the fact that I had sex with somebody else, but it's still like part of it turns you on. Like, oh, she fucked someone else. This is hot.
There's something.
Yeah, no, that's... No. What? No. What the fuck? The fuck? I know enough about myself to not see my girl or my wife get fucked by somebody else and me being like, oh, that turns me on. I like that. Fuck no. I literally said on Twitter, yeah, no, you can have that shit, Adam. I'm offing myself if I see that bullshit. The fuck? Cool. I'm glad that's me. Fuck.
Something about it where when you know your girl's not fucking anybody else, which at this point and after 7 years I feel quite
You know that scene from Black Mirror? My wife, mine. Not saying that I want to be that type of fucking husband that barely touches his wife. I'm not saying that. Not at all. So let's not get that fucking twisted, first of all. My wife. Mine.
confident that you're not going to run off and cheat on me. It creates like a little bit of competition in your mind, even not knowing necessarily like how much you enjoyed it or how great it was or whatever. It's still kind of like, like that competition thing. That's like a real biological thing. Like, no, I want to beat it up.
I told Adam that he can have anal the day the podcast, the scene comes out.
Yeah, well, we were already talking about scheduling the anal, right?
Yeah, I know.
It's not like purely
you
for that,
get it on this day specifically.
Well, I think that is good because
a good consolation prize.
Because I mean, even
for all the memes everyone's gonna make about
even
it.
before you did it, though, I told you, I'm like, listen. Right after you do this, around that time period, I'm like, I need you to be very loving with me. We need to be having sex. Like, we can't, like this just can't be like a time period where you're like, no, I'm not really in the mood.
Oh yeah, you told me I could never come home from fucking someone else, no matter how broken or destroyed I might be. I have to fuck you too. And
I like you're making it sound kind of like weird there, but
no, cause that's exactly how you made it sound, Mr. Cuck22. Cause literally, you're hurt. You're hurt and insecure when your wife literally fucks somebody else. So you literally have to be like, I have to fuck you because I'm in this situation. I'm very vulnerable. So I have to make sure that you're still my wife. Like... Like,
but like, I mean, I get it. It's why deny you for someone else?
I need to have my ego satiated in that moment.
What did I literally just say? He has to satiate his ego. He has to. Oh man. Oh man. Man. How do you expect people identifying as they please? But when people have certain sexual kinks and relationships, I'm judgmental. it's less about look, look. In terms of this content shit, they can do whatever the fuck they want. It's their life. They're 2 grown adults. What the fuck ever. I'm just making content out of the bullshit. I could really care less, right? Right. Exactly. It's less about the act itself and more about how he's reacting, right? If the nigga is obviously acting more about like he's hurt about the situation, right? You know, like,
especially given that like I just didn't know how I was gonna feel about it, and as you saw, it took me a couple of days to like wrap my head around it.
Yeah.
He's literally laying it all out. He's literally laying it all out. It literally took him a couple days to heal from the fact that his wife literally got plowed by another man. So obviously he feels some type of way. If he didn't feel any type of way about it, he would have been fine. He would have been fine, you know, he would have been fine watching his wife get fucked by another man. He would have been fine. But obviously, as he's laying out here, it's obviously affecting him in some sort of way. Right or wrong? Right? I'm not fucking crazy, right? We can like cucks are bad, right? I'm not sitting here in my fucking chair crazy as shit, right? Cucks are weird as shit, right? Like, or we're not sitting here fucking stupid, right?
Yeah. Do you feel like every day it's less of a big deal to you?
Yeah, at this point, I really don't care at all. Mm-hmm. Although everybody reacting to the tape, that may be.
Oh, I'm nervous.
That may be like a test of my mental resolve, but also like I'm at the point now where I haven't even been looking at.
Wait, okay. See, now that doesn't make any sense to me. A body object is weird, but letting your significant other. A body part is weird, but letting your significant other get brutally fucked by another man is not weird. I mean, hey,
my Twitter mentions because it's just so much that I,
like you said, that's me. That's just me.
just like
You're
I
having a lot of
can't.
fun on
Like
there.
yesterday, I posted a picture of Bradley Martin holding you and me going like that. It was like a joke thing from like 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And that got 30,000 likes and like 8 million views on the tweet or
People
whatever.
like you as a fake cuck.
I don't know if they like it so much as they're like observing it and they're kind of fascinated by
I
it.
was looking embarrassed when you posted that picture. I was like, don't bring poor Bradley into this.
But you can really see it in your face that you're like, like you were so uncomfortable with even like being in his arms in that photo,
Yeah.
which I thought was pretty funny. But yeah, I mean, like at this point, I feel like I just kind of have to own it. Like yeah, I was into seeing it. When I see the full thing, or like, you know, however much of it I end up seeing, I'm probably going to enjoy seeing it. And it makes me think about like my best frame of reference, because I have not spent almost any time in my life learning about like how polyamorous people work or anything like that. But when I was at the AVN Awards back in January, there was a couple of different dudes who came up to me with their wives or girlfriends and said, hey, if you ever have time or you're ever down, I would love for you to fuck my wife. Mm-hmm. And I'm just kind of like, okay, like,
their own, because I'm getting judged now. Each their own. I'm not gonna say anything.
that's wild. Like, I didn't even take it serious or anything like that. But I understand what those guys are thinking. They have watched me in porn or whatever. They've watched you in porn, and they would love to like just see their girl inserted into that environment. Mm-hmm. And you know, just seeing you like looking like a glamorous porn star on camera with a very well-known professional. It's not the worst thing in the world to me. I'm not super mad about it. And then I feel like it's kind of allowed me to even just embrace the fact that, like, yeah, in prior situations, even with you, I've fucked girls with one of my friends, and that was okay. But because it's a girl who I don't have a real relationship with, but now I'm kind of like, well, why the fuck do I care? Especially as a porn person, you know, it's like, why would it be such a big deal? If I enjoy it with a girl that I don't give a fuck about, what is the point of me not doing that with the girl that I'm married to? It's not like an inherently degrading or disrespectful thing, right?
I mean, as long as you're consenting, I mean, and you're turned on by it, and the girl's turned on by it clearly, so it's like.
Well, clearly you're turned on.
Yeah, I'm talking about myself as
you're
a girl
not
in this
shy.
But are you turned on by it, Mr. Cuck22? Are you turned on by it? Because clearly you were emphasizing on her that she was clearly turned on by it. But what about you? What about you? What about you?
Staying away from this whole double team thing that I'm proposing here, are you?
No, not at all. I actually have some pictures of positions I'd like to try with you on my phone.
See, that's one thing that I was thinking when we started talking about it, is like, okay, if we're going to do this double team scene, what are the positions? Because I need to make sure that this dude's dangler ain't like too close to my face or anything.
Well, I don't think we should do it the first time, but I would like to be DP'd by you and someone else.
So the butt and the vagina.
Yeah.
Well, I see. Okay, right there. Boom. Jealousy triggered because we haven't had anal in like a year.
Okay.
Obviously, this nigga has jealousy. I'm just fucking nitpick just to nitpick. Like, I'm just nitpicking just to nitpick. I mean, you know. But it's obviously there, though. It's obviously there, though.
And you're gonna say, oh, it's because last time we tried to do an anal scene, you came in like 4 minutes.
So okay,
you were like, well, actually, I wasn't gonna say that.
Well, you could be like.
You literally just said it, though. You literally just said that, though.
Guy in my butt. Would you still be jealous?
I just don't really like love the idea of my balls clapping against another dude's balls.
I think you'll get so into it you'll forget and you won't care.
Yeah, it's definitely a possibility. I mean, it's definitely like not totally off limits in my mind, but
I'm not saying it's the first thing I want to do, but like we've had so many girls on Plug Talk where you're like, what's your favorite thing? And they're like, DP. You think anal feels good? You think vaginal feels good? Wait till you try them together.
But you have a sensitive butthole. That's why we haven't been engaging with it so much, right? Like, I don't know.
I just hate prep for anal. That's literally all it is. I like anal. I hate preparing for anal.
Because you have to eat gummy bears for a whole day beforehand.
You have to starve yourself. You have to clean out your butthole.
Right.
You know, it's a whole thing. And then every time for some reason I get a cut or I bleed no matter what. And then I have a problem for a week after. But it's just part of doing it, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not exactly horrified by the idea, but that's also one thing that I've realized is that even if I really didn't like the idea of you fucking another dude on camera, I mean, being in the porn business, it would just be insane for me to say no to it at this point, or at least this one scene.
But you not being in the porn industry, again, that's just me. I can't do that. I can't date somebody in the porn industry. I dead ass can't. I cannot date somebody in the porn industry because I get very insecure and jealous really fucking fast. So, and I'm not with that shit whatsoever. I'm not. I'm a one woman type of guy, like, you know what I'm saying? For now, because clearly I don't have enough experience for shit. I need to start experimenting with shit like that to understand. But that's besides the point. Like, me, I know what I can handle for now, and I'm perfectly fine with that. I'm perfectly fine with that. These other niggas, they're a different type of breed. And me personally, I can't fuck with them. But that's just me personally. I can't. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't say shit.
you know, like doing more is kind of its own separate conversation, but you know, the financial the financial rewards have been so absurd that it's kind of like, well, we're in business together, like you gotta
yeah. And I mean, at some point it's like my fans were just kind of like, your content's getting dry at this point, like you haven't done anything new. And so for me, yes, it was exciting financially and it was exciting to have a new sexual experience, but it's also like I'm kind of excited for work just because there's like new things I could do for my fans to keep them interested.
People, this woman is obsessed with her OnlyFans analytics. So she is more turned on by seeing the numbers go up than anything else, probably.
I am turned on that there is like many thousands of people out there who are waiting for July 13th to sit down and download or watch this video or whatever and jerk off to it. That is hot to me.
Just thinking about the legions of gooners who are just posted up waiting for it.
They can jerk off to anyone. They could find a Lena the Plug lookalike and jerk off to her. No, they want to jerk off to me and my weird vagina.
She's opening up to call her fucking vagina weird.
Weird?
I don't know.
How dare you?
Your fans love to say it's weird.
I think it's nice.
I mean, you better think it's nice. It's yours. It's yours. You bought it.
It's a good looking vagina. I didn't buy it. It came that way. Okay. So what else do they want to know? People probably want to know, what is it hard to go back to a, you know, reasonably sized white penis after dealing with a baby arm? Is it upsetting?
No.
Is it hard to go back to regular life?
So first of all, I wouldn't say that you're.
Is it true that once you go black, you never go back? Is that true?
Yours is regular. I would say yours is definitely like above average. So let's give you that.
Yes.
Every time we take your pants off on Plug Talk, the girls like, oh, I'm surprised. You
But
know?
for a white guy, they don't say that. They don't say that, but they're thinking that.
Maybe. I don't know. Someone called you good boyfriend dick once. And I feel like that was a good compliment because nobody wants like an outrageously large penis all the time.
Right.
It wasn't hard to come back to your dick. I was in a lot of pain for a few days. So having sex was, you know.
It was reupholstered.
You were a little traumatized by me being like, ouch, hold on.
At first, yeah. But that did go away pretty quickly.
It took like 3 or 4 days, yeah.
Yeah. You feel like it snapped back? Well, you never had the natural birth that you were planning on.
I don't believe that a vagina stretches from having sex once for 40 minutes with a bigger dick.
I mean, I don't know. Sometimes I look at the buttholes of the girls that we work with that I know have had like dread or whoever in their asshole, and I'm like, those dicks are doing damage.
Okay, but the asshole's not meant to stretch like this big. The vagina is meant to stretch and
You
go
should
back.
see some of the shits I've taken over the years.
No, I don't want to.
Like a straight jack-o'-lantern hitting the toilet water.
Yo.
Yeah, I don't know. So, okay, so the idea of you working with other men, this is something that we haven't really like wrapped our heads around. For me, it's kind of like, well, if you did it once, it's not that big a deal to do it with a bunch of other guys, but also it's kind of like, why? Like at a certain point, like what kind of other stuff would you be doing with other guys if you were to do more scenes? Is it kind of like, I don't know.
So you're jealous. So that's when that jealousy starts coming in. That's when that insecurity starts coming in, huh?
Well, okay, so like when I first shot with you in the beginning, it's like it's always new. It's the first time with this person, and then it's like you do boy, boy, girl, or, you know, whatever. There's like a lot of little things that you can do to make it different, and that's kind of like where I feel like I'm at now, because every new person I shoot with, it doesn't matter if I do any weird acrobatic tricks. It's just the fact that it's like a new other person.
Right. Which is kind of weird for the fans, like that they care about it just being a different person. Like it's
Yeah,
like,
of course they
like
care.
you're getting sluttier. Like, oh, you slept with 3 guys instead of 2.
Well,
That's
every,
weird.
every person has like, I don't know. Remember when Phoenix Marie came on the pod? She was like, "Do you want me to flip you? I can flip you upside down." Like everyone has like their thing in porn, right? Like their own little trick. So every time you work with someone, you get their little trick.
Right. The trick.
I don't know.
That sounds
Everyone's
nice.
trying to like
That's a nice way of putting it.
brand themselves in the industry, you know?
Right. But that is one conversation that we had, is that you would want to limit yourself to working with like real deal, like trained professionals.
Which is true, which is cool to me, right? Outside of the whole, oh, Cuck 22, oh, this and that. They're obviously a cool couple, right? They're plus to the point where they're fucking married now, right? Right? So outside of the whole funny internet, blah, blah, hoo-ha, fucking cuck shit, right? right? Outside of that, they're a cool couple. They seem cool, right? So, take that as you will.